Hey everybody, Carm Capriotto. It's Carmcast 036. And should I apologize, Ray? I'm not even sure. I
No,
should bother, but this is technology. Life happens. Power outage, technical problems on headsets, and we think that we're in a very simple industry.
that's
just
right.
just to communicate, just to get messages out. Here we are. It's been an unbelievable day with the power going down at my end of town. And I'm sorry we're not coming to you at 12 noon, but we're an hour later. It's 1 p.m. East Coast time, and I'm with Ray Fisher, Executive Director of ASA. Hey, good to have you here, Ray.
Likewise, thanks for the opportunity, Carm.
It's great. I can't help but love technology because what I do is really big with technology, but also the interviews that I do, Ray, are all about, ADAS and technology and where we headed and how we getting there. And the fact that you guys are doing an annual or the sixth annual Technology and Telematics Forum, I had to have you on. The world
Right.
needs to know what is going on with it. So you've got the stage, man.
Well, thank you, Carm. And there's so much happening, and I'm just elated that we can do again, like you said, the sixth year now that we've been doing this. And it's going to be in Troy, Michigan on September 12th from 1 to 5 p.m. and the reception afterwards, of course. For those that haven't registered yet, please do. You can register online at asashop.org. Technology and Telematics Forum button right on our homepage. Just a tremendous opportunity. We're going to have, Deborah Brezina. I hope I didn't hurt her
Oh
name
yeah,
too much.
I've heard of Deborah.
Yeah, she's fantastic, and she's part of U of M's Transportation and Research Institute, right there. And we Bob Redding worked hard on making sure she could be there as part of the panel.
She's gonna
Um,
dazzle the audience.
Oh yeah, yeah. We've had her in the past, and it's one of those starstruck moments with her, that the industry needs to see and hear, and so we're really looking forward to having her there, and just some of the follow up that we're going to have with that. We're going to have open discussion with the independent repairers and insurers and others, within the industry that are in attendance. They're going to hear about some of the debates that may happen across the different segments of the industry. And then we'll be looking at scan tools and what the providers are saying, what the automakers are saying, and things of that nature, addressing that. And then kind of wrap it up later in the afternoon with a canned discussion about a lot of what people have seen and heard that day. So we're really looking forward to that opportunity. The industry should be there. Without a doubt. Like you said, this is a hot item at this point.
No, it's
Um,
hotter than hot. I mean, this is,
yeah,
we've been talking. Listen, I was at an ASA cars event, I think maybe 3 years ago. It was packed and it was in Detroit, and it was hot then.
right.
So, what tepid temperature does it sit at today with everyone? People are starting to open calibration centers.
Right. Right, and that's the thing. We've got to be embracing this as an industry. Um, you know, Basketball player and coach and author Ed McCully used to say something to the fact that when you're not practicing, somebody else is, and when you meet them, they'll beat you, type of
Yeah, you'll
thing.
know. You'll know.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
So, for our industry, this is kind of that moment. We can't let up. We got to stay on top
yeah,
of it.
yeah,
It's changing.
yeah.
We're seeing that technology changing within the model years on the vehicles. We've got to stay on top of it, and
Rapid change. And with ASA, you have your ear to the ground the at the highest level with the service professional and the collision industry.
right.
Do these work together? I mean, is more collision more mechanical? Where do you see it going?
Well, it's interesting, Carm, is I think we're seeing a lot more crossover in this area today, which is great to see. Um, the partnerships, as you know, we represent both industries here at the association. So it's great to see both fraternities, shall we say,
Okay.
coming together for one common cause, and really becoming educated on it to help each other out. I think it's a great opportunity going forward that we'll see even more of that, because there's so much at stake, from a liability side, from the consumer protection mechanism, and of course people's lives, which is priceless. So the collision industry, we've seen it just in our collision ops committee and our mechanical ops committee, which, they get together as volunteers once a month at minimum to discuss some of the current issues and whatnot, and keep us informed so we stay abreast of all these types of things. It's interesting to see the topics on both agendas and the discussions that are being had. And that's an industry. That's a brotherhood. And to me, it puts us right up there in the professional ranks that we deserve to be.
Yeah, I've had Bob Redding on the show a couple of times. I've done some interviews for ASA with Bob on cybersecurity and data ownership. I'm sure that's going to be discussed.
Right, right. And that was another thing. I talked with Bob here just, it's been the last couple of weeks, and I was just talking to him on a fly type of thing. And out of curiosity, I said, Bob, I don't think I've ever asked you this, but about how many bills are you involved in a year, would you say? And what I didn't realize is, we use keywords to search and things of that nature. We actually, this is where we have an advantage as an association with a representative in DC, as Bob Redding, as you know, and he has over 1,000 bills that have something to do with automotive or auto insurance that he sees, and then you break it down, and we kind of monitor somewhere on the average of about 100 to 135 a year, and then we really get involved with getting some eye openers of anywhere from 22 to 35 a year. So I mean, this is real. And when we talk about cybersecurity, I actually was talking to Bob late last week and had a difficult time reaching him because there was multiple meetings going on. It doesn't mean it's on the House floor or anything like that, but there are meetings going on, and you want to be at the table, and we are.
It's amazing to hear the talk about data ownership, cybersecurity, telematics, autonomous levels, and I think there's too many sitting on the sidelines saying, "We'll let them handle it. We'll let them handle it." And then one day, that V8 moment or that upside the head thing is going to hit, and somebody's going to say, "I shoulda, coulda, woulda listened. Damn it, why did I let this go by me?"
Right.
And you know what? These kinds of topics don't make me have a job or you have a job. I think the passion that, if your ear is to the ground, my ear is to the rail, if you will, because the locomotives keep coming over and over it. I've got 600 interviews and I keep hearing the same stories over. And, it's not like I want to keep repeating them, but it almost like, Carm, I think it may be your duty to continue to talk about this so that we can keep, knocking them down and bringing them in.
Right.
And so much of what you do as an executive director in your association keeps spreading the word. And I guess is the message, stop thinking it's fodder and do something?
Yeah, it's not an if, it's when. And I think it's past the when, it's already here. We've already seen it. And that's where, by having both industries we represent, we're kind of in an advantage in that aspect, because the collision industry tends to see the new technologies, unfortunately, sooner sometimes than the mechanical, but that's what's happened with this brotherhood that we have between the two committees, and just as a unit, as an association representing both industries, having that communication piece, having our ear to the ground, as you mentioned, we're able to see this and address it right away and have that discussion with both the mechanical and collision and see where is it applicable, how can we help, what do we need to tee up for what's coming ahead, and things of that nature, which is part of the TTF as well,
Right.
coming up here in September, is that opportunity to get it right out of the horse's mouth on top of it. So you know you don't want to fall behind anymore. It's kind of Kind of like being back in high school. Don't wait until the night before the term paper's due to start writing
That's a
it.
that's a good analogy. I like that.
So
TTF, everyone. That's the ASA shortcut for Technology and Telematics Forum. You know what? We haven't even told anyone where it's going to be. I mean,
Troy,
again, it's September 12th. Tell us
yep,
about it.
it's in Troy, Michigan, at the ballroom at the Hilton Garden, 200 Wilshire Drive, Troy, Michigan, which is about 40 minutes from the Detroit Metro Airport.
Okay.
Right there in the heart of near the Motor City, just north of it. And it's going to be a great opportunity. We hope to have at least a packed room like we did the last time we were in Detroit for this. And I encourage anybody and everybody to be there. And please bring your staff too, because your technicians need to hear this too. It reinforces your message as a shop owner and a manager or a foreman. So I would not miss it. I'm not trying to be biased here. I'm just saying that this is an opportunity for the industry. That's why we do this, and it'd be shameful to miss it, especially those in the Great Lakes area
Yeah.
that have the opportunity to drive there.
Especially, I mean, you're not selling seats, but yes, you are. But the point of it is that as an association, you feel such an obligation to be sure that your membership hears these cutting edge speakers and discussion panels as to where the future is headed and the technology that exists today, what's coming up tomorrow, and how it all marries and blends together. And we're part of that, like it or not. We're in it.
Oh, absolutely. And we've heard enough negative stories and in the news, just about anything and everything. But also we've heard about our industry sometimes. They always focus on the negatives. But boy, we've got a heck of a group of guys that are professionals out there that show up at these because it's the right thing to do. They need to stay on top of it. And those are the people we want in the seats.
Yeah.
Let's not worry about some of the ones that are always going to be there, but let's get the limelight by the professionals that we are. And
Yeah.
this is a tremendous opportunity to be a part of the best of the best.
Yeah.
We got the Top Gun sequel coming out in 2020, and I kind of parallel our industry to that. We're the best of the best.
Now, I did not know that. There's a Top Gun sequel?
Yeah, coming out in 2020.
And is Tom Cruise going to be in that?
Yeah, he's going to be an instructor.
No kidding.
Yeah. So
Oh, and they're I'm almost developing the plot in my mind. I can see it now. Okay, so if you think about the Great Lakes and you think
yes,
about a 5-hour drive in for everybody, which isn't a bad thing. You leave at 6 a.m, you're there in time, right? Because it starts
right,
at 1 p.m.
right.
And you should have 1,000, 2,000 people there based on the number of technicians and shop owners in that area.
Well, Carm, that's the way it should be. You're absolutely correct. There's a lot of shops in that area as far as demographics is concerned. When we were putting this together, both Tony Malo, myself, and Bob Redding, we were looking at when do we do it? Do we do it start at like 10 o'clock in the morning? Do we do it 8 o'clock in the morning? Do we do it on the weekend? And we started thinking about it, and exactly what you hit the nail on the head with. We decided, you know what? Let's do it at 1 o'clock because we can cover the material in 4.5 hours, maybe have a
Mhm.
little reception after for those that want to stick around. It gives a lot of territory, a 5-hour drive, which means we can cover a lot of opportunity. And I would love to call the Hilton up and say I need a bigger room,
Yeah, that'd be
and
nice.
and I should be having to do that. So
Yeah, you should be, and
yeah,
and our industry should be all being players in this, and it's affordable too. I mean,
definitely.
you've got an August 9th deadline of $89 for ASA members and an August 10th at 99. Still extremely affordable. Just got
Right,
to get your butt there. You don't even
right,
if you're driving in, you don't even have to get a hotel. So
exactly.
it's such an inexpensive, and you're going to also give them a reception. And if you're a non-member, you still have accommodations for non-members too.
Absolutely. We made it affordable for everybody. Basically, Carm, we took our costs and we just wanted to make sure we got them covered.
Wow.
So, I mean, it's just a tremendous opportunity at a very reasonable cost.
You guys are doing great things, man. Are you having fun?
Oh yeah. We've got a lot of things that we've done this year. As you know, we launched our mobile app
Oh yeah, cool.
at the annual meeting you were at, and
Yeah.
that's been great. MobileSoft did a fantastic job with that.
Hmm.
We've got a couple members that are already using it for their own businesses
Yep.
because it's priced reasonably
Yep.
and
Yep.
getting great results. So I mean, and we've got some more things on the horizon. So
I know. Rumor
it's
has it,
exciting.
a lot of rumors coming out of Texas about some great things you guys are doing. So,
Yeah.
hey, thanks for coming out and telling us this great story about TTF, the
Well, as always, thank you for the
technology
opportunity. Yeah.
technology and telematics forum, Ray.
Always appreciate it, Carm. Thank
Good to
you.
have you here. Sorry we were an hour late, but we finally did it.
We got there. We were on time somewhere, right?
Yes, we were. Thanks again, Ray.
All right, Carm. Take
See
care.
you, man. Bye.
Bye bye.